Welcome to another Duel Links decks video. Today we are going to have our Lightsworn deck. But first there are a few things we need to remember. First and the most important thing to take note of is that you could immediately run out of cards on your deck due to the effects of Lightsworn monsters. To avoid that, we will use a 30-card deck. Currently we are using the Radiating Light skill from Bastion Misawa, but you could also try and use Restart skill instead. Now that we have that out of our way, let's check out our deck list. First we have 3 Celestia Lightsworn Angel. When you tribute summon this card by tributing a Lightsworn monster, you can send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, then destroy those targets. Then we have 2 Lila Lightsworn Sorceress. You can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. This card's battle position cannot be changed until the end of your next turn. Also change this card you control from face-up attack position to face-up defense position, and if you do, destroy that target. Once per turn, during your end phase, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. After that we have 3 Jane Lightsworn Paladin. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack points during the damage step. Once per turn, during your end phase, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then we have 1 up to 3 Gragonoth Lightsworn Dragon. This card gains 300 attack and defense for each Lightsworn monster with a different name in your graveyard. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. During each of your end phases, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Next we have 3 Wulf Lightsworn Beast. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. If this card is sent from your deck to the graveyard, special summon it. Then we have 2 Garoth Lightsworn Warrior. When cards are sent from your deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster you control, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then draw 1 card for each Lightsworn monster sent to the graveyard by this effect. After that we have 2 Shire Lightsworn Spirit. This card gains 300 attack for each Lightsworn monster with a different name in your graveyard. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Lastly, we have 2 Rinyan Lightsworn Rogue. When flipped, target 1 Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, then shuffle that target into your deck, then draw 1 card. Now let's check out our spells and traps. We have 3 That Grass Looks Greener. If you have more cards in your deck than your opponent, send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard so you have the same number of cards in the deck as your opponent. Then we have 3 Glorious Illusion. Activate this card by targeting 1 Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, special summon that target in face-up attack position. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. After that we have 3 Needlebug Nest. Send the top 5 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Lastly we have 2 to 3 Localized Tornado. Shuffle all cards from your hand and graveyard to the deck. Before we end this, we have a few more cards that we can consider adding into this Lightsworn deck. First we have Bacon Saver. Since this triggers when it is in the graveyard, this would be of help when using Lightsworns. Then we could have Skill Successor, which also triggers on the graveyard. Next is Monster Reborn. Since most of our cards will be on the graveyard, we will not have any problems executing this card. Then you could have Light Spiral, a Lightsworn support trap. After that we could also consider adding Beckoning Light. Lastly, you could also add Powerful Rebirth. That is all for our featured deck. Watch the replays to have an overall knowledge on how to play the deck. And if you have any ideas or suggestions on how to improve the deck, leave your comments below. For more videos, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Now, let's head on to our replays.